Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Frozen Frontier. So here you are. You have spent a few days collecting coins, skinning a dragon, chopping off its head, playing with the bones, wildly impressing Nimrod, who has become much more quiet. He was always a little bit chatty and kind of bobbling and bapping to himself, but now he's just like...
He was what to himself?
Bobbling and bapping.
Bapping. Okay,
it's totally a word. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
That's fine. I'm 12. It's okay.
It's an onomatopoeia. It's fine. Yeah, it's great. So that's it. It's 2 days. It's a few days later. The weather is conspicuously calm. It's a little bit foggy out. The air is perfectly still. You can see small crystals forming in the atmosphere around you.
Is Sleet's cave above these peaks beneath it? Like, does it have I mean, it's foggy now, but does it have a view out this way?
No, it does not. Its view would be blocked by mountains.
So, for all intents and purposes, now there is nothing useful left in the cave.
More dragon hide and dragon bones and dragon flesh if you desire it.
So there is more hide here?
Yes, there's more hide than you're going to be able to reasonably get in a couple of days.
Okay. In terms of, like, compared to what we got the first time, though, are we getting, like, the same amount? Or
no. I think the first time you got, what? Was it 8? John, how many armor bits did you get from it? 3, 6, 9?
He's
coming.
3, 6, 9.
I don't know.
Damn, she's fine.
Ferris, how many dragon hide sections did you get last time?
6.
6?
But I only took 6 because I wanted enough to make 3 attempts at everything.
Right. So I think this time, how many are you getting? You can get...
Right. I took enough for 3 full sets, which would be 6 if you take the torso and the limbs.
Right.
So
the
dragon's how big?
I got to go back to the picture of its lair so I can measure it.
Because if it's pretty fat, then that's a lot of surface area to use.
There is a very large surface area. There's more than you're going to be able to properly skin.
Yeah. I mean, I know I can't use all of it either, right? Like the hands aren't going to be great for skinning.
Right.
But if its torso is huge, that's probably a lot of opportunity for me to get more.
Why don't you just say how much we can carry, Neal?
40, 50.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be more an issue of fitting stuff in. I guess it's probably pretty easy because you can just layer it on top of each other.
Yeah, I think that the problem is more the time it would take to skin the hide for everything.
Yeah.
So I think you can probably get enough in these 2 days for 12 suits or something.
12 suits? Okay, so I had enough to make 3 total. I can get 12 in 2 days. Do you guys want to stick around for another couple of days and do like another 12?
I think we should. I don't want to have to come back here, so...
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll get enough for another 12, and then we can hire like a leather worker to come down and make some more if we want more leather armor in the future.
All right, so you've got room for 24 full suits. And I think between your food and your wood and everything, your sled's pretty full now.
Yeah, I think we were able to do it because we've been going through food and wood, so we're kind of like we're okay.
Right.
What did you want to say, Greg?
Question: is Displacer Beast hide not available for purchase?
It is available for purchase. It should.
Is it in the black market?
No, it should be.
I don't see it in the spell components list.
I see. It might. Sometimes those things have weird names since I just pulled them directly from a book. Let's see.
Can I take some of the feathers from his wings?
There's no feathers.
I see feathers very clearly, Neal. Look, those feathers are huge too. That's like a 15-foot long feather.
There's no feathers. Wow, there is no Displacer Beast hide.
Yeah. And I looked in the black market and I don't see anything there either.
It's in Spells and Magic. Or Tome of Magic.
Oh, God.
But Neal has his own economics guide, right?
Yeah,
Fucking
but
Spells and Magic book is ridiculous.
Okay, here we go. The leather loop? No,
I have lots of leather loops.
I think it's Spells and Magic has the components.
Yeah, but I imported all that into a larger document for searchability, but it's available. It can be bought.
Okay.
Material spell components acquiring.
It's around.
Sorry to like bog the game down, but it is actually important.
Here we go. I found something.
What'd you find?
Hide. It's called hide. I'll just look at displacer. Actually, not in here. Actually.
Okay, so it's not in that. Perfect. That's wonderful books. Just forget the one component we need. I'll get you a price for it, Greg.
Maybe like multiply the cost of a usual hide by 100 because displacer beasts are probably pretty rare and dangerous.
Yeah. I'll sort it out for us.
Okay.
So 2 more days pass. We've got room for 24 full suits of armor.
If we have 2 days in here,
are we in game right now, or are we still on break?
No. Oh, you must have been gone when we came back from break.
Yeah. I wasn't sure.
We're back.
Okay.
All right. So Neal, how much is left of the dragon? Is it more or less all gone now, or is there?
No, there's still plenty of dragon left.
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe we do have to come back, but we might as well reseal it up, Yaramir. Have you still got the watering can?
You are keeper of magic items, remember?
You're right. Let me just open my bag and check out. So and perhaps I've been doing this for the last couple of days, just getting ready to seal the end off like we did last time.
Sure, yeah. Mm-hmm. It does take a long time, like hours of pouring the can.
Yeah.
Are we actually sealing off the entrance?
Yeah, we should. If there's still more dragon, then we don't want it to rot.
Not with us in it, right? He's preparing to do it, like as he's narrowing the hole we burrowed into it. So if we're here for a day, I would like to spend some time crafting a kind of a special scroll. So I'm gonna take out my last like big hit dice scroll. That's not the giant. And I prepare it a little differently. I pull out components that would normally be in the powerful like sign of sealing spell, this like powdered ruby, and I mix it in with these 3 rings, silver rings that would be part of a sealing spell, the Bands of Cerulean, and I make a special ink. And over the course of a day, I tattoo in a very special rune that I don't know if we've seen in play yet. It is the rune for past life into the scroll, basically. But I'm doing it with the special components in an attempt to make it more permanent. So let's see, where is past life on here?
25 GP is the displacer
Nope,
beast.
25 is not the one. Displace self is close to it. Past life, number 8. Okay, so it's this big ornate coffin lid, right? That is getting put in here with this like kind of glittering ruby and silver ink that's tattooed slowly in. And I take small thin strips of dragon hide, and I begin the process of binding this scroll to the tablet I made. But underneath the scroll, be in between it and the dragon and the stone tablet, I place in a lock of hair that I kind of take out of my bag very carefully. And it's tied up with a small pink ribbon. I just place it under there, and then go about using the bind spell to like socket this basically with dragon hide to the top of the stone board. And I just kind of wave my hand over it as I finish, right? And intone just a single word, cat, and see if I can call forth this image of my daughter.
So you're inscribing the scroll with past life, but you're not casting past life, or are you doing it both?
I'm using the process. I have a process of creating scrolls, right? I can imbue scalps with this magic. And in an attempt to make it permanent, I am using sealing spells that I have as ingredients. And I'm working this coffin, this ornate coffin, inside the sealing spells. And then I wrapped basically this kind of special scroll around and onto this board, so that it's in touching with this lock of my daughter's hair. and then sealed to the board. So there's this specialized scroll I've created, right? That's on there, and then I'm hoping that either with the command word of hopefully cat, or from the like, there's a verbal component to past life. Maybe I say that as the necessary verbal component, and I'm hoping to cast the spell, but in such a way that this particular scalp is more permanent.
Yeah. So you go through this process, and you can hear, as you wrap the scroll around the board, you can hear the sound of like nails on stone, like scratching into the stone as you wrap it around it. And the image of Cat does not appear before you anywhere, but as you're turning the board over and checking, you see that her face is inscribed on the back side of the stone's tablet now.
Interesting. I guess I kind of smile inwardly to myself, both like in pride of actually accomplishing something, and then like seeing it's been years since I've actually seen Cat's face, right?
Yeah, and without pictures, it's all just kind of memory and fuzzy.
Right. And so maybe if anyone is watching, there's probably just like a long moment of sadness, right? Just kind of in the cave. Just kind of like a very teary-eyed, silent Yarmir for a long time, until eventually I just kind of wrap the board back up and head to like my sleeping area for the night.
Okay. So some days pass. You've been in here for a while. It is the 19th of February when you leave. It is a moderate day out.
Okay.
But you guys are going downhill,
so we go back to skiing.
So it's super easy, yeah. Why don't we go ahead and just use like forest and tundra for movement speed, because you'll just be going downhill, which is
okay. So what do I roll?
Fast. It is a moderate day. Let's do D6 plus 3.
Oh, so we're doing normal movement times 1.5. Okay, I see. There we go.
Wonderful. 7.5. Oops, those are the wrong dice. So you easily make it to the base of the mountain by the end of the day. You have some trouble with the sled going too quickly for a little while and almost like running over your dogs, and you have to like stop it and get it all sorted out, and then one of your dogs like starts lying on its back and wants to be petted instead of pulling the sled, and you know.
I think the solution is Ferris will like hold on to it from the back, and he'll kind of like go pizza whenever it's starting to speed up,
Right.
and then go whatever
French
the
fry.
other needs. Whatever he needs to.
What is it? It's like pizza and then
And French fries.
French fries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know skiing.
We
I go outside.
we have things on feet in snow. Yes, has been done. All right. The day ends peacefully within the confines of the forest. The next day is also moderate in weather.
6 miles.
It is slow going.
Yeah.
Is that all the right info? Yes. So it should be. So where are you guys heading now? Are you headed back to the fort?
Yeah, we need to drop all this off at the fort and then head back south.
Wonderful. The next day is light.
Okay, so that's D8 plus 6.
Mhm.
8 plus 6. Oh, come on. There we go. 18 miles today.
Nice.
And Ferris, can I get a perception check from you?
Yeah. Do I have any sort of bonus for the spyglass?
No, thank you.
Okay.
No, thank you.
18.
Wonderful. Okay.
Just for purposes of clarifying, William did seal the cave behind us.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. All right. So let's get you guys going. 18 miles today. And when we come to the end of that day, I want to check in with Grimes. Things are going surprisingly well for this last while. You know, you get back to the dragon lair, it's there, the kobolds are all fearing and respecting you, sort of.
And there's mountains of silver.
Literal mountains of silver. You know, not enough to hide a dragon under, but there's a lot of it here.
Maybe if we converted it to copper.
Maybe, yeah. How are you finding life in Caledonia, man? Is it better than it was back at home?
No. But I think I'm growing accustomed to it.
I mean, you've got the respect of your captain. You've got more money than you can shake a stick at. You've got no one to throw you in jail. Oh, nothing to spend it on. It's true. What is it that you miss from back home? Is there anything that you miss?
The people, conversation, women that are constantly barking orders or down on me. Actually, now that I think about it, it's probably pretty similar.
Okay. All right. Satisfied with that. It is the next day then.
All right.
Which is a calm day, a very calm day.
19 and a half miles today.
Almost.
You get back to the swampy area of Swampside. You can't quite see the river, but you do see the ocean. And it is calm out there. The waves are a little bit chopped, just a little bit of rise and fall, some icebergs floating about, and, you know, critters.
Yep.
It's a nice day.
And then the next one?
Not quite.
Okay.
Ferris, you got an 18 on your perception check. Can you make me another perception check, Ferris?
32.
All right, here we go. So as you guys are starting to set up camp on the inside of this swampy area with some trees and whatnot, Ferris is kind of walking around, taking his time, and you see a group of Knowles. Most definitely. They are heading...
Are they following us?
No, they're not really heading. They're kind of heading in your direction, but they're not heading towards you.
Okay,
You know,
do they
they're
seem
heading-
like they know we're here?
No,
or are they
you
just kinda
definitely
walking?
feel like you've spotted them before they have spotted you, because
Okay.
you're within the forested area and they're out in the tundra.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
What is
this is
it?
the first time we've seen Knowles south of the pass, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
What is it, Faris? What are you looking at?
There are Knowles that way.
Can I see?
Yeah, I tossed the spyglass over to you.
Oh,
Don't
look
throw
at that.
that. The thing's worth more than...
Are they,
I forgot William only has 7 dexterity. I'll be more careful in the future.
It's 7 Knowles.
Do they look like the ones south of the first mountain pass? Like, are they bigger?
No, these look
Okay.
like the regular Knowles, like Bokassa and Manji sized.
Okay.
Manji was a...
He was a southern one.
yeah, he was one of the...
Manji. You
Yellow.
mean Bokassa and Musa?
Yes, Musa, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Bokassa and Musa.
How far away
So
are
it's
they?
not the further south you go. They were like the middle filling of supercharged Knowles.
Yeah, they're like the Oreos, the best parts in
Yeah.
the middle. They are about 2 miles from you.
And then, I mean, if they had a spyglass, could they see our camp?
Your camp is within the woods of the swamp, so probably not. You're in shade and in cover, and they're out in open, blazing, bright tundra.
Right. Do you think you could take the spyglass and go and spy on these guys and make sure, see if you can work out what they're doing
Sure.
while we make up camp?
Yeah.
I'll cover your watch tonight.
You want me to watch them over the night? Or...
Well, just until you can work out what they're doing.
Do make sure you come back. I'd rather you didn't freeze to death out here.
If they're just hunting seals on the coast, then you can come back. But I just want to make sure that they're not doing anything
Do they have skis?
tricky.
They do.
They do. So I don't know if I could outrun them.
You can keep up with them though, probably.
Certainly outsneak them. Yeah, so I will take the spyglass and ski along after them,
Sure.
keeping a couple miles between us.
Oh, I hand him the horn as well.
Okay, sure.
They
I will stick to the edge of the swamp.
You mean you don't trust my whistle strategy?
I mean, I just don't know if we could hear the whistle. The horn's probably more.
They look like they're headed straight for the ocean, kind of not even going into the swamp. They look like they're going to clip the edge of it and head right up here.
All right, so I'll skirt the edge of the swamp and just sort of track them into the evening while the party makes camp.
Sure. They're pushing pretty hard, and they head for the coast, and then once they get there, they take like a northwestern bend and head towards the base of that mountain. At that point, you would have to leave the cover of the swamp and forest to follow them.
And I think it's probably getting towards evening.
It's
right?
definitely late.
So I will head back to the party and report on their course.
You think there's like a cave on the beach or something maybe that they're sleeping in?
Maybe. Or maybe they can cross into the mountains.
Maybe next time we head out this way, we might not want to disturb them.
Alright, I'm considering maybe we should just go up there tomorrow and kill them.
Why have you turned so bloodthirsty all of a sudden, William?
You can't trust these Knowles. Whenever we've tried to parlay with them in the past, they turn on us at inopportune moments. It's best we deal with them on our terms. Yaramir, show me the light.
Yes, I am very illuminating. Perhaps it is best
one surefire way to turn the Knowles against us is to be the first to attack them.
Do we really believe that Captain Hughes and her crew are capable of fighting off these Knowles? Should they decide to
They
attack?
have a walled fort, of course they are.
If they
They
attack like
did not
budget
stop them from
attackers,
losing half their men to kobolds.
if the Knowles attack the fort the same way that they attacked Solport, I don't believe that Hughes and the men can hold them off.
We were 4 people and we held them off.
Yeah, but we aren't.
You're much stronger than Fort.
Yes, but the fort has what, 20 armed troops?
I still hold that if they were any good at job, would not have died to kobolds.
What do you say, Grimes?
I'm curious what they're doing up there.
I am too, but one thing that would stop them from turning on us at all is if they don't know we're here. We haven't met any Knowles yet. They don't know we exist as far as they're concerned.
Yes, I am sure month-long construction in middle of swamp went completely unnoticed.
What reason do they have to go to the swamp?
They
They were here, were they not?
They
They'll
seem
see
to
the
live to the
boat.
south. They went up to the north to go to a cave. That's miles out. It's on the other we're on the other side of the river. They can't even reach us.
That's what we think.
Overconfidence. Slow.
None of the no.
insidious
Every
killer. These are
other
hard
creature we
work,
met on
hard
this
work.
continent had no idea what the hell a boat was, and you want to tell me these ones have mastered boat technology?
Look, these are smaller than the other ones, and they're surviving down here, so they must be smarter than the other ones, right?
Do you honestly think that they? Do you really think they have boats? Do you
I
really
don't
think
know
that?
I just, is it worth taking the chance to save the lives of a few Knowles?
I don't think we need to go out of our way to hunt them down.
I'll sleep on it.
Aren't there more mission critical things for us to be doing? Other
Exactly. This is a waste of time.
Like what?
than, like heading to the ruins at Lakeside?
I wonder if that's where they came from. The Knowles seem to be the dominant species, at least in terms of how much land they've conquered here.
The kings of the slums, maybe. As soon as you start looking into, they're never going to be top dogs when there's giants and dragons on the same continent. But yes, they do seem to have dominion over kobolds.
Well, you guys get some sleep. I'll take first watch, and I'll give it some thought, and I'll let you know what we're doing in the morning.
All right. The night goes without incident. Morning comes, and it is a very calm day. A foggy, calm day with crystals hanging in the air.
Well, just in case we need it, there's the movement.
All right. So when we wake up, I say we'll leave the Knowles for now, but we'll check that out next time we're in the area, and we'll head back across the river.
The fort sees you coming and sends a skiff over, and it takes a little while, but you guys can unload all of your goods and everything into the fort. Unload the dragon hide, unload the coins. You can unload it all.
Does anyone have any reason to spend the night at fort, or shall we?
I could finish trying to make your armor.
Has our has our supply ship come?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Neal, did they ever revert the supply ships back to monthly, or is it still bi-monthly?
It's still bi-monthly.
Despite our increased profits.
Does anyone want to, while we're talking about supply ships, does anyone want to buy something with our massive amounts of money?
I was actually going to bring up, we should buy barbed wire for the walls.
It's not a bad idea. That exists. Does that exist?
Yeah, I imagine there's got to be something akin to it, right? Like some sort of spikes that, like metal spikes that we can affix to the walls to like prevent climbing.
What about just like grease?
Metal spikes would only make it easier to climb, because then you'd
Well,
have
I'm saying that's why I
things
mean
to
like
hold on
barbs, like
to.
very small spikes, like caltrops maybe that we could implant in there.
Yeah, maybe.
Even if we can't get it wired, like we could, like this. What the fuck are the soldiers doing here? They can spend a few days like implanting caltrops into the walls to make sure nobody can climb it.
Sure, and they can sharpen stakes and put it out in front of the fort to face outward, although without cavalry.
That's more of a cavalry thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I meant by like because that's, you can't use those as like a handhold. They just make climbing very.
What if we lined the wall with bear traps?
Just like bear traps on the wall, so if they climb, it's like snap, snap, snap.
Bear trap scale armor. But yeah, like I don't know if barbed wire. I don't know when barbed wire was invented, but it wouldn't surprise me if that was a medieval thing, even if it was.
I don't know. I'd like to pull from some historical sources and see what people use to line their walls with.
Was barbed wire invented?
What else can we buy? Well,
I just bring this up because we're sitting on.
Yeah, no, I know. Is there any big ticket items? I mean, I'm thinking like, how much would it? Even if we pay for a blacksmith to come out here and build a forge, I've still got to sit in the camp for a month, haven't I? Is that right, Neal? If I want.
Yeah, I don't really think that makes sense.
No, I don't think so.
The time and money investment is just insane.
So full plates off the menu. I don't see what else.
Don't just stick with the dragon armor, man.
Yeah, I'll stick with the dragon.
I can try and make you higher quality armor over time too, and that should give you an AC bonus.
Okay.
But yeah. So I don't think barbed wire is an option. But
No.
Can we do like caltrops with like long spikes in the back that we can literally like implant into the walls?
I mean, can't we just grease the walls? I feel like that's the simpler option.
Yeah, but that's a little less permanent. I feel like.
Yeah, but the men can
because it's gonna freeze over.
Gonna reapply it.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
at
you
that
do the
point, you might
caltrops
as well
once and
just
you're done forever.
pour water over the walls, and so you get like a nice vertical sheet of ice on the outside.
That's a good idea. We do have an infinite watering can.
That is a good idea.
Yeah,
Thanks,
why
Neal.
don't you leave the watering can with them, and they can just freeze the walls and make them like sheets of ice all the way around.
I like that idea.
Yeah, we do that.
Okay, cool.
What about bear traps, though?
That's we'll put the bear traps under the ice as a second layer of defense.
Right.
Why don't we?
But yeah, I think Ferris will tell them like how to use the watering, and
Okay,
it'll show
so
them that like it never runs empty.
Do you mind me just
Ice
going apeshit with spell components?
You buy components, but don't spend it all. Why don't we buy another spyglass for Captain Hughes to keep at the fort?
Okay.
Is there anything else we need?
And maybe
What
another
about,
one for William,
I
so
don't
he doesn't feel
remember
left
that.
out
Hold on.
of the spyglass
No,
party.
I'm all right. I'll be all right. What about? Is there any way we could like have a boat built that could sail down the river?
If you're going to want to clear the river to make it safe for boat passages, that's going to be a feat unto itself. You could hire a crew to come here and clear the river of these icebergs, because the icebergs take a while to form. If you clear the river, it'll be clear for a long time. You know, you might have to have someone come back periodically and make it clear, but you could hire a crew to make the river traversable. It would take
Can we
some
build
time.
a bridge? Oh wait, no, the river was really wide.
The river's really wide.
Yeah.
What about like a naturalist, someone who maybe knows how things grow, and maybe they know about elves? You know, like somebody like who come and be an advisor on, and maybe help us work out what's going on.
Do you want to just buy a leather worker, just so that I don't have to do this shit anymore?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that we can have leather armor made while we're ranging out of the fort. That seems like a good idea to me.
It does seem like a good idea. How much does it cost to pay a leather worker to be here?
Let me look it up.
Like, we paid him for a year.
Right.
Yeah, honestly, we could probably just do 6 months. Like, here's your materials. Make as much dragon scale armor as you can.
Yeah, 6 months. Yeah.
Ooh, we could buy alchemy stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah. Could you make potions? You have to be level 9 for that.
See, a leather worker is 30,000 copper for a 1-year commitment.
30,000 is not bad, to be honest.
I think your carpenter is probably approaching a 1 year here as well. So, and your kennel master. So maybe if you want them to stick around, another 30 and 32 for them each.
All right, so if we drop 100,000 copper, is that enough to pay for a leather worker and the kennel master? And
and the
that
carpenter,
92 for all 3.
Yep, 100,000 will cover all of those people for another year.
Okay, so kennel master was 30.
30, and 3250 or 32,500.
Hound master.
I mean, that's less than what we've just made selling the silver from sleep.
Leather worker.
Yes.
Do we need to build anything special for the leather worker? Or is he just going to use all
Nope.
of them?
He's got Ferris's stuff. He'll come with some of his own supplies. He's all good.
Okay.
What else is there? Let's think big scale.
Yeah.
What else could we spend money? How much money have we got?
Well, thinking small scale
we
really
have
fast.
607,000 copper remaining.
God damn.
Okay, thinking small scale really fast. Can you buy an extra scimitar so that I can blunt it down and use it as a practice weapon?
We already have blunted weapons.
Yeah, I want a scimitar though, 'cause it's a little different than a saber, and I want something more accurate to what I actually fight
We have
I actually don't think there's.
we
much
have
difference
2
between a scimitar
kopeshes and
saber.
2 sabers in our.
with. Yeah, I need a scimitar.
I mean, we can get it. Why not? It's
Are
like
those really different? Okay.
Not substantially, but I want it to be. If I'm going for high mastery, I want it to be as perfect as possible. You know.
I'm of the impression that a saber is what white people call.
Don't you?
scimitars.
They're
I
a
think
little
there's
different.
differences.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Sabers tend to be less curved, but they are very similar. And
Konnar,
scimitar is kind of a broad classification. There's a lot of different types, so it really depends on what you're looking at.
Sabers
But
tend to
our,
have a thin blade.
Could our carpenter build a ballista if we bought plans?
Ryan, you're an engineer. What do you need to? Could a contractor build a ballista if they just had the plans, or is there like more complicated stuff involved?
I don't know. This requires I think this is more of a game mechanics question. I think you need someone with the engineering proficiency to oversee construction of siege engines.
Why do we want a ballista?
D&D.
I mean,
There is no scimitar, so we have what you need.
if the dragon attacks the fort, or if the giants attack, it would be nice to have siege weapons.
Yeah.
Pricing
So I
wise, it's going to be the same as the normal like generic blade, Greg.
Yeah, it'll be the
we
same
have
price
it.
as an arming sword.
Maybe an engineer could prepare draft plans and a carpenter could put it together. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean,
I think that seems reasonable. I think
maybe
we would,
just having an engineer might be a good idea. There could be loads of ideas that he might have that we haven't thought of.
Sure, you could hire an engineer.
How much would that be for a year?
Let me I'm gonna. They're not on the list, so let me figure out what they normally, what you hire for a year for them to be, and then give it another 50% because they have to come down here.
Yeah.
Spell components. Where are yearly wages? Net income. Here we
I
go.
think that's in a different spreadsheet, is it not?
No, it's the net income in the economics guide. A, B, C, D.
Oh, okay, yeah, never mind. I thought that was in a different spreadsheet for whatever reason. That's probably why I couldn't find it the other day.
Siege engineer costs a bunch. 21,840 times 1.5. That'll be another 32,000 for the engineer. Is that right?
Is he only for siege weapons?
I mean, he's specialized in siege weapons, but that will allow everything else as
So
well.
wait, why do we need a ballista though?
Why
Because
not?
ballistae, because
chat
ballistae
says
are
so.
really nice for like what good is that going to do? What we can just use archers to shoot down anything that attacks our walls, and if we're trying to shoot down other siege engines, what the fuck is going
ballistas
to
are really handy
that?
for taking down.
Dragons or
That's
giants?
the only thing I can
giants.
think of is if a dragon attacks the fort. But I'm gonna be honest, if a dragon attacks the fort, that ballista is not gonna do fucking anything.
It's going to be 43,680 for the engineer for a year.
I think it's totally
Or
worth
just
it.
order a couple ballistas from the mainland
How
Why
much
do
would the
we want
ballistas be outright?
ballista?
to fortify the fort.
Yeah, it's a 4-5
Why would you need that? The only thing it can be good for is a dragon, and if there's a dragon, it's gonna kill anything on the ballista.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, not if you're manning it. If you're manning it, we can kill shit.
Yeah, I can take one breath weapon then. Maybe, assuming I pass my save.
The advantage of siege engines is the THACO is built in. So regular soldiers operating a ballista are as effective as anyone operating a ballista.
Yes.
Right? Its combat effectiveness is based on its design.
If a giant,
how long are they going to last against a dragon is the problem.
Well, you're ignoring giants though. What if giants attack?
Yeah.
That could be better, yeah. All right, fine. I can see the point behind that in case we get attacked by giants.
We have to
Seems
find
like a
something
discussion
else
to have with Kel Hughes, though, right?
How much would it be to buy a ballista outright instead of just hiring the engineer?
They're typically 200 by the books.
200 gold, so
for
20,000
light
copper.
ballista.
So why don't we just buy 2 ballistae?
Because why not have an engineer around to do? He might come up with other ideas.
Because an engineer is going to be more expensive than that.
The
Only just.
engineer will be the cost of 2 ballista.
Yep.
Yeah, why
You
not
could
just buy
probably
2
build them
ballistae?
at half price or something like that.
Because you
can
build them
do
for
it
free
outwards.
because you just have all
Yeah.
the supplies
Well,
here.
materials cost is usually considered half of half of the cost.
Why don't we just buy 2 ballistae? Like,
Because for the extra money, like the engineer could provide value. Like we've got all this money with nothing to spend on. Like why
how much-
not?
So it's 40,000 basically for the engineer for a year.
Yeah.
And it's roughly 20,000 per ballistae.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we cut that cost in half, factoring in materials, then at 4 ballistae we break even.
Which is about what you need to take down a dragon.
So why don't we just buy 4 ballistae outright?
Because the engineer could have other ideas. I think it's useful to have someone like that around. Build a bridge, right? Build a bridge over the.
How long would it take to build a ballista?
Couple weeks, maybe a month.
So contract them for a year. That wouldn't be too bad, I guess. If it's like maybe a month per ballista, that could work. We'd still be
Plus
waiting 4 months.
The more people in the fort, the stronger our presence here is as well. From the mainland's point of view, right? We're increasing we're bringing more men to the expedition. It looks like we're being successful.
There may be some questions on the mainland if we're like constructing siege engines. Is there not a shortage of engineers in Drekis right now? Are they not all sent to the Arcadian
I
front?
imagine it'd probably be easier
Or
to get
to the
an engineer than to get a
Eridonian
ballista
front.
right now, actually.
Yes, that's right.
I think everyone is being employed, and if you guys need an engineer, that you can get an engineer. You know, it's a busy world,
40,000.
but you can get what you need.
All right, let's do it. Engineer and leather worker.
All right.
And then rehire on the other guys. So 40,000 for the engineer would bring our total. It was 42,000, right?
42.
The engineer was 43,680.
Okay, so 43,680 plus the 92 that we had to do for the other 3 is going to be
92,500. Yeah.
135,680. Oh,
Right,
plus
right.
500. 136,180.
Okay, there's still a significant amount of money left. So, any other ideas?
The scimitar we can probably just scratch off as being a trivial expense.
Yeah, I don't.
No, like there's no scimitars do not exist in 2 Point Neal.
Let's not.
We already have your scimitar in. I already bought the weapon that exists in its place. You can blunt it and use it.
It'll work.
Sure.
Okay, so you are here at the fort. You hire a carpenter, a leather worker, a kennel master, and an engineer for a year.
Any other ideas?
I put 100 grand down on spell components, so when they come, I can add them.
Okay.
Perfect.
Do you want to bump that up to 200 really fast?
No.
I
I
want to
think
just bump that up to
100,000.
200 because we're kind of like running out of ideas here for what to spend our money on.
I don't want to do the math on an additional 100,000. I already did the math on what items those are, so I'm going to stick with that.
Do you need any fancy items to bring like your snowman back or anything like that?
I don't know. I need to find a way to replace the binding property of the Ankh, right? And so I'm hoping clay will do the trick, because that's like the original myth of the golem, right?
Just buy some clay from the mainland.
Buy as much clay from the mainland as you want. It is
that's
cheap
probably-
and plentiful.
We can do that, I guess. I thought it would be more cool to find a bunch of it.
I don't think you can really dig for clay when you're on a frozen continent. Digging's kind of a pain in the ass.
We definitely found clay and made hand sculptures with Amelie that one time.
Yeah, you found it, I think, down, like, built into, like, in the cliffs by the beach.
It was at the coast. It was on the coast up by our old fort.
Yeah.
Is there something else we could use? How much would it be roughly to build a bridge?
It's not going to be
don't do
feasible.
the bridge. That's a bad idea. Because if we build a bridge, anything can come over.
Yeah.
Let's
It's also
just
just not
let's
going to be
keep it at
feasible, so.
Yeah.
Where are you guys going next? Let's keep going. If you think of things you want to buy, you can put it down because Zaz isn't here for a little while.
Okay.
But you're going to
south.
drop stuff off at the fort, and then are you staying there for a day, or are you going to take advantage of this calm weather and move on?
No, we're
Let's just
carry
go.
on. We're going south, yeah.
So we drop off all of our stuff.
Okay.
Greg, didn't you get an item you needed to finish a thing?
No, I need Zaz to get here.
That's
My displacer.
isn't
beats
Zaz
back.
here right when we get back?
No, she's not.
Okay.
Won't be here for a while. Yeah.
We were just making notes of
Got
things
it.
that we ordered.
Okay.
Right.
So let's just
Did we get
go.
back to the fort?
Yes.
Our boat
Yeah.
was still there, and we
They
rowed
sent the
across.
boat over to you. They keep it on their side.
I
How
think it
did
was
they
probably on our
recover
side
it
because
last
we.
time?
Yeah,
I think they had. I imagine the fort rowing you guys across and then rowing you back so that they.
That's not what we
Wait a
described.
minute.
But,
Oh, maybe I
okay.
wasn't
I
paying
was
enough attention.
going to
then.
suggest that we get like 2 wooden posts and tie up any boat that we move across. This is getting way too minutia right now. Let's move on.
I have a. When we get back to the fort, I have a question for William, right,
Yeah.
regarding our expenses, right? It's like, correct me if I am not wrong, but in letter you read to us, it said something about bonuses not being paid for soldiers that were here for their year. We have 460,000 copper just waiting to be paid. Perhaps it would be good gesture to pay out bonuses to the men here. Perhaps gesture of good faith.
I'll speak to Captain Hughes, but that's not really my decision.
But no, you don't understand. If Drekis does not pay bonus, what says that you cannot yourself? It would not be officially from Crown, but it would be from us. Exactly what they would have earned if Crown was not such a bastard and took it away from them.
How much would that be?
It's a decent proposal, and I like where your head's up. But I can't undermine Hughes and do this without speaking to her first.
All right, you are captain.
We're on the wrong side of the river here. You want to check out the forest, right, Yaramir? So we need to be on the other side of the river.
Did you want to go on the? I thought you were headed.
We're
down.
wanting to go to Lakeside ultimately, right?
Cool. So we'll just
So-
move you.
Can we go to the other side of the river so we can stop by Acid
Yeah.
Forest?
Yeah,
Yeah,
wait.
it's
So
fine.
Lakeside is like in the lake, right? Like we have to sail out to it.
We're actually not sure.
Yeah, we don't know what's there. Yeah, we don't.
Okay, so why don't we make room inside the portable hull for the skiff then?
It
Is
won't
that
fit.
a thing?
It won't fit too big.
No,
Okay,
it's way too big. Yeah.
We can just levitate across if we have to.
sure.
Yeah.
All right.
I like where your head is at. Yes.
That's a good. Somebody like holds onto Yaramir and Yaramir blows the fan.
Yeah.
Well, he's
We've already done the math on this. You guys would need a proper sail.
I think
you
that's
need a
crap.
mast and
I
a
think we
sail.
can just tie ourselves to the sled, but we can make a sail. That's no issue.
Yeah. No, I mean if he was not with the sled, like somebody holding on and Yaramir.
We have no, it's fine. We have 50 yards of canvas. We'll just throw that in the portable hole for now, and we'll make a sail when we need to.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect.
So where are we going exactly? So that we can get.
You're
like,
here. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna Yaramir.
Where are we headed towards?
Well,
What's
we're
our
going
goal right
to
now?
find this
Lakeside?
city at the center
Okay.
of the lake.
So I'll take 45 days of food again then.
Okay.
But
So
Yaramir,
4.
you want to check out the forest again?
Yeah. I will be checking forest as we go. Now that we are here, just at night or whatever.
We're not passing through though, right? We're gonna go around.
Oh, acid forest. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Of course, I want to check forest.
What do you want to do in there though? I don't want to just wander in without a plan. If we're
I
gonna
want
go,
to go back to center where evil spirit was and see if we can find a way to dispel it, or perhaps figure out a way to capture it or use it to our advantage.
The Caledonians were
Kill it all.
the Caledonians had grand magics at their disposal, didn't they?
And yet we are alive and they are not.
Right,
Their
but
magic's got $2 grand.
If they walled this place off and didn't just dispel the magic themselves, what hope do you think we have?
Well, it seemed that my magic kept beasts at bay last time we were there.
How many of those circles can you cast, Yaramir? How long can you keep us safe?
I don't remember what level spell it was. Allow me to consult Tome. I can cast 2.
Each one.
Each one lasts 2 rounds per level of casting experience, which is roughly 12 rounds, which is roughly 12 minutes.
So 24 minutes. Is that enough?
I don't know.
No. Maybe if we sprint in and out, but running 24 minutes, I don't think Yaramir can even manage that.
Look, you guys do not have to go in forest with me. Look, think of it this way. If whatever was in there, this will appeal to both Grimes and William. I am master negotiator. Now, if it was too strong of magic for Caledonians to get rid of, it is probably too strong of magic for gnolls and kobolds or dragons to take treasure out. Whatever is left in there might be very appealing to Crown, no?
We've already looked through the place. It was empty. It was a forest.
Ah, yes, but there was standing stones and areas shrouded in darkness that we could not go to.
He is right. The most of the treasure we've found has been in places where it's been too dangerous for the native population to go.
Who says whatever's living in that forest isn't the native population?
Well, I don't know about you. I'm not much for rumors. I'd like to put a face to these scrags. If it is
Really?
them,
After everything you've heard about the Scrags, you really wish to face them?
I'd like to know.
You
I'd
might
like
have
to
been
know
able
for
to.
sure that when I put a sword through their gut, they die. Now I feel a lot better.
Yarmir, your circle might have kept those things at bay, but would it stop them from throwing things through? Could they not just drop sap on you until you die?
They didn't.
It should, yes.
It
I
worked.
actually don't know if protection from evil says.
Okay, so mechanically, it says any attack made, right? It protects us from any attack made. So if they're attacking us, even if they're throwing shit, that's an attack. We're protected from that.
Okay.
But I think the dripping was like an AoE effect.
That's what Neal ruled. I disagree with that from a mechanic standpoint, but I don't really... Whatever. That's fine.
I don't think it's a good idea. I don't agree with it. But you're the expedition leader, William.
Let's see what happens when we get there.
All right. The next day is the 24th, and it also is a calm day, and you are right at the base of the woods.
All right, let's. Anyone who doesn't want to go in doesn't have to go in. I'll go in with
Whoa, we
Yaramir.
just skipped hella time. What just happened? Weren't we crossing the river to get into the fort?
Yeah,
No,
and
we've already done all that.
yeah, so you
No,
crossed the
no.
river, got to the fort, dropped off your supplies, and headed south.
Jesus Christ. Okay, how many
Yeah.
days did you just passed?
That was
Like
all
a
the same
day?
day.
One day?
That was the first day that we left the fort. We took another 450 and 500 firewood, I assume.
It was one day to get to the fort and head south.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we're not going where we have trees we can restock on, so I just
So
assumed
we
that.
went 450 and 500
Yeah,
again.
450 food, 500 firewood again.
Yay. And we're doing this. We've reset. Okay, when we were in the swamp, I was looking for cured wood. Like a really nice piece of cured wood, if I can find it. If I can't, whatever, but that is what I'm on the lookout for when we're in wooded areas.
Yes, you can find cured wood.
Okay.
So my plan is to enter into the forest with whoever will go, and when they start attacking, you cast your spell, right? And then we time it. We don't walk any further than it'll take us to get out.
Well, we went all the way to center and we got out last time.
Yeah,
so
but
I
maybe-
think we can
maybe-
go all the way to center of forest.
Yeah, but maybe it remembers us. Like maybe it'll attack us from the second we enter this time. So that's what I'm saying. Like let's just see
Do
what
I
happens when we get
have a scroll? I don't. I would like to spend one day to make scroll.
there. Okay. Let's circle around then, and we'll camp at the south side of the forest.
Sure, here's the movement for the day then. 25.5 miles, no problem.
Wow. We might be able to see the city by the time we get.
I'll probably get there with time to spare. Can't you like break it into pieces or something?
Yeah, Neal can do it. Neal can do it.
I
So
don't
you will
really want to
go 9 miles to get to here. And from there you can jaunt into the fort if you so desire.
We want
Or
to
the-
camp
the
at the
woods.
south.
I think we want to go to the south side of the woods.
Okay. So 9 and 4 is, or 9 and 5 is 14 miles of your 25.
That's fine. We'll make camp here. Can we? I grab the spyglass off Faris and I look towards the lake.
The lake is way too far to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd do it anyway. Interesting. All right. Grimes, can you do a small patrol, make sure that no one's following us while we set up camp?
Sure. Yep. I will ski around.
Yaramir, if we're going to go into this forest, we're doing it first thing tomorrow, so make sure your scroll's ready.
Yeah, I basically am ignoring you and working on a scroll. like
Excellent.
I'm in like full like strange geomancer role with like the giant. Unfortunately the last one that I have that can do 3rd level spells is the giant scalp. So we're gonna make a giant scalp.
Grimes, it's still pretty early in the day. Do you want to take the spyglass and see if you can travel south a ways and find that city? Do a little bit of advanced scouting for us.
Yeah, I assumed I take the spyglass with me.
Sure.
If not,
Oh, you were already doing that?
ski back as he shouts after me.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you were already planning to do that.
As you
I guess I
guys are
spaced out for a
making
sec.
camp here, and it's only part way through the day, Nimrod goes over and tugs on Grimes' elbow and goes, why we stop here? For his first words in maybe a week. Why do we stop?
I point to the wall. You don't have to go in.
Deadwood, no go.
Yeah, I sure as hell am not going in there. Good thinking, Nimrod. It's fine. You can wait out here with us. With me.
Okay.
I see Grimes talking to Nimrod and pointing at the wall. Sorry, Sean.
Oh,
What's it saying, Grimes?
He says he doesn't want to go into the Deadwood.
What does he know about in here? Is it to do with the Scrags?
What do you know of the Deadwood?
Deadwood.
Bones.
Bones, yes. Who made them?
Evil trees.
Evil trees. What lives there? Are
Nothing.
there scrags? Nothing.
Deadwood. He looks at you expectantly. All dead. Except not dead.
So why?
He
why
doesn't
did they
seem to
wall
know
it up?
much.
Grimes, that kobold has been very quiet lately. Do you want to make sure he's doing all right? I haven't heard much from him in the past week.
He was fine until we dragged him next to these spooky trees.
I mean, you
I
did
don't blame
mention,
him.
Neal, that like those were his first words in like a week.
Yeah, in a long time. He has been quiet ever since he saw the dragon lair.
Okay.
Yeah.
You sure? Because he seems a bit, I don't know. I didn't even hear from him once when we were in the fort. You sure you don't want to make sure? I'd rather he didn't go running off on us in the middle of the night.
What would you like me to do?
Ask if he's okay, why he's been so damn quiet lately.
I think he's realized that we're the horrors that we are now that he's seen Sleet.
Okay. So, Nimrod, I'd like to talk with you about
Your mental well-being.
mental well-being, your fulfillment at this company, where you fit into the.
Just
Where
don't
do you
take
see
his
yourself in 5 years?
Beach in Bahamas.
You and me both. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to. I arky bark at him for a little bit, but I'm not really sure how to translate these sorts of tough emotional questions.
He tells you that
How-
his stomach feels funny. That's
What's
about
Ferris been feeding you?
That's as deep as he can get with you right now, Grimes. My tummy feel weird.
He's sick. Shit. Maybe he's got scurvy. Why is he eating, Neal? Is he eating our rations?
Yep. He's eating your
Maybe
food.
Maybe we could ask him to catch some game. Can he do that? I mean, we could have a nice meal. We've got some time. Like, where usually we don't camp until sunset.
I mean, it's an option. I brought rations with that in mind. Like, I brought 10-person days of rations was what I was going on because I assumed he was like using our food.
Yeah. But what I mean, we've got a bit of extra time today, so why don't we let him go and get some game, and we can all eat fresh meat tonight?
Sure.
Is that something you can ask him to do, Grimes?
Nimrod, do you feel like hunting?
Okay.
Is there anything around here, though? There's nothing but open tundra for miles, and nothing goes in the deadwood, apparently.
They kobolds have found game before, so if you can't find anything, then so be it.
Well,
I can go with the kobold. You should do your scouting, Grimes.
Yeah.
Have fun.
So Grimes scouts, Ferris goes with the kobold, Yaramir and William prepare to enter the deadwood the next day. Nimrod leads you, Sean, over to the river, where you notice he like bites the inside of his lip pretty badly enough to like produce a chunk of it, and his mouth is bleeding fairly profusely. And he kind of like spits the bit of flesh into the water and like dribbles the blood, and waits for a while until a fish comes up to nibble on it, and then tries to reach in and grab the fish with a natural 20 on his grab attack, and just like snatches a fish out of the water and then presents it to you as like, look what I have caught.
Nice.
I think Ferris has a bit of a moment having watched this tactic. God, I don't have any spears on me. Spearfishing would be a really good idea.
Oh, shame. I've got a spear if you want to come back and get one, though.
Yeah, so I'm gonna...
Oh,
I can't speak to him, but I'm gonna give him like a thumbs up and a smile. And I'm gonna do like a 1 second finger, and I'm gonna ski back to William really quickly and ask for a spear. And how many do you have?
I have 5. Neal, I'm
gonna take 2.
Back at the fort. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take 2, and I'm probably, without asking, gonna like break one off to be a little bit smaller for a kobold to use.
Okay.
Oh, and you give him a spear to fish with?
Yeah, so that he can. And I'm gonna show him like spear. I'm gonna try and show him like stabbing into the water.
Yeah,
to get
he's
fish.
familiar with the spear. He's never gotten to use one of your metal-tipped spears before, and so he spends the first maybe 15 minutes poking the metal and like looking at it, and it's so smooth, and he jabbers at you for a while and realizes you don't know how to respond. And
I'd probably speak to him in Elven. We're just gonna...
Does he recognize that, Elvin?
No, he does
Probably
not.
not.
Okay.
And then the two of you can spend some time fishing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to figure out some sort of idea to bait these fish, because he had a neat idea.
He just rips up the first fish he caught and starts throwing little chunks
That's
of
a
it
good
back
idea.
in the
But
water.
I want something so that we don't have to give up like our catches. You know, I want to get like bait. I want to figure out some kind of bait we can buy from the mainland, because that's a good idea.
You can
I
just
don't
buy
want him
bait.
to have to result to self-harm in order to.
All right, so that's the rest of the day here. Why don't we take a break? And when we come back from break, we will sort out the next chapter here. But before we go, William,
Yeah.
you pretty excited about the Deadwood?
No, not really. I don't think it's a good idea, but I'm determined to check it out.
All right, we'll see you guys on the other side of a break. Bye.